Retail sales jumped 0.6%. Surprising economists with strong gains in online shopping, clothing, and sporting goods. Now all eyes are on the Federal Reserve. Its September meeting kicks off today. This is an important one. Markets expect a quarter-point rate cut tomorrow to stimulate growth without letting inflation get out of hand. Every word from the Fed could impact everything from your credit card to mortgage. To help make sense of it all, let's welcome Patrick Mueller, RFC, and president of Bella Advisors. Patrick, welcome back. So what caused the uptick in consumer spending, the retail sales? I'm sure back to school helped, but what else? I thought consumers were worried about inflation right now.
And I think they still are, Alicia. Nice to be with you again. I think we've seen a lot from the tariffs and prices going up, I think, is part of the uptick. But I think people are starting to feel a little bit more at ease with inflation being intact, and people were really scared about what was going to be happening with the tariffs. Not only consumers, but you have a lot of corporations that have been hoarding a lot of cash, just trying to figure out what's going to be going on moving forward and being very cautious. So I think that's going to help stimulate the job market in the near future. And I think it's going to help fuel spending, especially as we start seeing rates coming down as we expect tomorrow.
Yes. That is the big story. So the Fed is expected to cut rates, but by how much? That's the big question. I mean, maybe there's one of two options. What does it mean, each scenario, based on how much they cut? What could that mean for everyday people with mortgages, car loans, and credit cards?
Well, everybody would really like to have a big cut for, when it comes to credit cards. We got consumer credit card debt at all-time highs. You seriously have people right now that are financing their food purchases, like DoorDash is doing credit financing for food purchases. So people are trying to fight inflation with more debt, which is really scary thing that people aren't really talking about. But I think it's going to be great. So whether it's for automakers or whether it's for home sales and getting mortgages, refinancing mortgages, it would be great for commercial real estate, which is getting beat up pretty good right now with all these balloon payments coming out. So the more that the Fed cuts rates, the better. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I think we're going to see very cautious from Chairman Powell, like he has been. He's been saying it since last year, how cautious he is about lowering rates. And I wouldn't anticipate seeing more than a quarter point that the market has already built in at this point.
Quarter point, okay. But Powell has been saying that he was hesitant and cautious because he didn't want to risk more inflation. But President Trump has been saying you need to cut now. Too late, Powell. That's his nickname. Like, he's already waited too long, and he's hurting the American people because of it. So on one hand, there's that. The other hand, there's this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, Chairman Powell, it's, unfortunately, I think it's too much politics at this point. You've got, Trump that has been pushing Powell, and I think Powell should have been dropping rates at this point. He has been late to the game, and that's usually, the Fed has been causing a lot of problems over the years, and they typically are always making the wrong moves, like putting $3 billion into, money into the new Fed building.
Right.
So they're not using the wisest things, in my opinion, but I think moving forward, I think a quarter point drop is going to be good, and hopefully we see another quarter point drop by the end of the year, and hopefully that continues and moving downward. And I think that will really help stimulate the economy and help put more money back in people's pockets, make it easier to get into a house.
Right.
So I think that's going to be great moving forward.
Okay, so at least one cut, hopefully more before the year's end. Patrick Mueller, RFC, and president of Bella Advisors. Thank you for your time today, as always.
Thanks, Alicia.
You got it.